All Things Must Pass, Ram, and Plastic Ono Band. Which of the three is the best album? This is the type of videos I really don't like to make, because there's no right answer. All three of these albums are amazing, and they all offer a different sound. But I love debate, so let's go. I'm going to be ranking these albums, by the way, and unfortunately, the bronze medal has to go to somebody. And that somebody, even though it's an amazing album, is All Things Must Pass. Here's the thing, I can fully understand how this would be number one for you, and if this was the 1970s, it would probably number one for me too. This was a much more defined album. Upon listening to it, you get a clear picture of who George Harrison is as a songwriter. Plus, this is a triple disc album, so there's a lot of content. It has some of the most acclaimed and recognizable songs in the man's discography, and it left such a big mark in his music that it feels like every other album he made was an attempt to recreate what he had achieved with All Things Must Pass. However, there's quite a few production issues. The echo in this album is overwhelming. There's quite a gap in the quality of some of these songs, especially when you compare the second half to the first, and at times it feels like this is nothing more than George trying to prove a point rather than expressing an artistic ideal. Like, this was him saying, yeah, I can write this many songs, leaving the album in a weird artistic limbo. Which is why the silver medal is going to go to an album that is the complete opposite, an album that's all about artistic exploration, and that is Paul McCartney's Ram. Ram was quite a surprise for the music world back then. People couldn't believe that the Beatle known for his ballads and melodies opted for such a weird sound. That's the reason I consider this album to be the antithesis of All Things Must Pass. Instead of saying, hey, this is what I can do as a solo artist, Paul said, hey, I want to try something completely different with my music. And he sure did, because this psychedelic roller coaster is the most diverse musical experience he ever put out, especially when it came to the vocals. In terms of enjoyability, both albums are pretty close to each other, I would say, but Ram is just so much more unique, and again, there's an artistic ideal behind its creation, and to me, that adds a lot more value to it. No surprises here, the gold medal is going to John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band, as it should. This is one of the most powerful musical statements ever made in the history of music, and I'm not exaggerating. A lesson of this album is the same as entering John Lennon's mind. He's unapologetic in every single song, which got him in trouble more than once, but even the most conservative critic couldn't turn away from the sheer honesty of this album. His performances and the range of feelings in this album are also incredible. He could go from a melodic moment of realization to a serious discussion, to screaming in rage or in pain. You could feel every single emotion in every breath. As you might have guessed, that this was highly influential. It created an entire movement of performers who focused on artistic expression over melody, resulting in some of the most unique releases out there. Now, in terms of enjoyability, this might be the worst one out of the three, but based on influence, impact, and pure artistic value, Plastic Ono Band is the undisputed gold medal for me. Let me know what you think.